Yes, Nicole, on an amazing, sweet book. We are celebrating. I'm Becky with Spotlight Publishing. This is Nicole Onwuasor. And we are just so excited because today is the launch day. We've been planning for a long time for this book. And the extra time was in these gorgeous, gorgeous graphics that
Oh
were
my
created
gosh.
for this book. So tell us about the process that you went through to get this book to come to market.
Oh my gosh. Where to begin? How much time do we have?
Oh, we
Um,
can have as much as you want.
um, so this obviously started out as a dream, like because I love reading to my boys, and they're just a very underrepresented community in children's books, especially. But yeah, I wanted my son at the time. I only had one son, but I wanted him to see more of himself in books, and so that was a lot of the driving force to why I wrote Little Peanuts Big Dreams. And I want other kids to see families that look like theirs, like our dogs in it, mom and dad, and they're with him throughout the entire book. So I want other families like ours to feel like they're seen in children's books as well. So it all started a couple years ago and it just kind of snowballed from there. And finally, we're here.
We are finally here. I don't know when I've been so impressed by the beautiful graphics that is in here. And I was reading on your reviews that are coming in, and that's the first comment is, "Oh my God, these graphics are just amazing." The illustrator brought these to life in the
Joe,
most amazing ways.
Joe absolutely crushed it. Like this book would not be what it is without Joe. Like Joe Figueroa, he he did it, man. He crushed it. I went through quite a bit of people before I was like, Joe, I love your work. Please help me on this book. And man, I there are no words. Like Joe absolutely crushed it. He is amazing. I would recommend him to anybody. Yeah, he brought this book to life. He made it exactly even better than I imagined it. So
I'm putting the link in the chat for anybody that wants to, because I get people all the time saying, who do we contact for that? We got to contact somebody for that. But
also, if we want to add my website, I just opened that up as well. It's
awesome.
nicoleo'neil.com. And you can go there, super easy. Scroll down. I have a link to the Kindle version. I have a link to the paperback, and I have a link to the hardcover. So,
Awesome.
and the fact that we're able to offer all three of those is just incredible.
Oh, sorry. This is the fun of doing live broadcasts. You never know when the dog's going to bark or
Oh,
the
I have
baby's
some
going to cry.
backyard, so I'm like, oh my gosh, like please give me a minute. So yeah, baby and dogs, I know that.
Tell us a little bit about your background and how this developed. And because I know it's been years in the making.
Yes, it has absolutely. So, before my mom life started, I was a special education teacher for a few years and absolutely loved it. So I know how much representation means, especially starting at a young age. You want to see yourself, you want to see your friends, you want to see your family in books. And so I took a lot of what I learned in my master's program, in my undergrad, in teaching experience in general, and I applied it to this book. So just going off of that, having that teaching experience and now having my mom experience, combining the two and creating something so special, something that my kids are going to cherish. Well, my second son is going to be like, Mom, why didn't you write a book about me?
He's next.
He's next. A sequel coming soon. Um, But just combining all of that and our life in this book, it it's just truly meaningful. Like I didn't write this book just for kicks and giggles. I wrote it because this is our family. I want my boys to have this book. I want other kids to have this book and relate to it. And then not only that, like I included our dog in here. This is Tank. He's also in the back of the book. Let's see here. Where is he?
He's really cute. He looks
There
like
he
such
is
a
in the back
happy
right
little
here.
fellow.
But a lot of the images throughout this book relate to our life. Like the after page, let's see here. The after page, that's my husband's car, which my son absolutely adores. The dancer page is about my husband's Nigerian background. So a lot of these pages relate to our actual life.
It
And
really
so,
captured the true essence of what you really wanted through the whole book. The illustrations were remarkable, but it took your foresight to really pick the right illustrator for this. And how he brought it to life was just pretty phenomenal.
oh yeah, I cannot give enough thanks to Joe. He's incredible. He's incredible.
I think that most of us, I think in our society now, we have a lot of, in my family, we call it the melting pot. We have many, many different blends of human beings that make up this beautiful family.
Mhm.
And I always call it, well, we're just the major melting pot here, and it is true because the children sometimes um, feel different, feel just a little bit different. And, it's so beautiful to help them to realize and to see actual representations of what their family looks like.
Yeah.
And it's really important, to see that. I spoke with a gentleman, he's a new author. um, we had a Zoom meeting yesterday, and his mom was Japanese, his father was Black. They met in I think he said the Air Force, and then hit first years, 5 years of his life, he grew up in Japan, did not know a word of English,
Oh,
and came to California, and here he was, this mixed race child, not knowing a word of English, trying to blend into the schools. And then they moved to the South, and he's an older gentleman now, and it was just during Jim Crow days. And his story was just awe-inspiring. It was just absolutely amazing.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So, what an interesting time that we're living now. And
Oh,
I'm
this day
seeing,
and age. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I think it's so important I mean, even before, but now especially, just having more representation of these types of communities, of minorities in books. We need it. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and it should be now. So,
right. Well, you're a very good mama, and
oh,
we're just,
thank
so proud of you for what you've brought to the world. So what's next?
gosh. Well, if you ask my husband, he'd say another baby, but
You're going,
I'm
not
like,
yet,
let's take a break on that.
not yet.
But gosh, I mean, wherever the wind takes us, man. I mean, I'd love this to do great things, and I'd love to write another. It was fun. It was difficult, it was challenging, it was inspiring, it was gosh, it was an incredible process. I'd love to do it again. Um, but yeah, what's next, man? Growing our family, enjoying life, and hopefully raising some good boys. So,
And you will, because you are doing a very good job of it now.
oh, thank you.
So just be so proud. And the fun of it is this can grow. It can grow into a beautiful series. I always say for authors, because I work with authors every single day, it is, it's not for the faint of heart because there's a lot of work involved, and you have such a vested interest in
Yeah.
this, that it's so much of the fiber of who you are.
Mhm.
And especially with something like with the illustrations. Now, if you're writing a very long nonfiction book, it's just as emotional, just as vested interest in it. But for you, you had the script written for a very long time. It was just getting those illustrations. It was months before he could bring all this to life because
Yeah.
there was such detail. If you look at the pictures in here, the detail
Oh,
that
man.
went into it.
Because
Yeah.
I was pretty picky with the illustrations, and once I found Joe and we got the process going, I think from start to finish with the illustrations, it was 8, almost 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't even thank Joe enough. He already knows. I'm
Yeah.
messaging him all the time. Thank you so much. You're amazing.
Very good. Well, I just want to applaud you, and there's what I'd like to see you do is enter into the Reader's Favorite Awards. There's a couple of other awards that I've been. In fact, there was one in my email, that big one that's coming up on Bookshop, and I'll be displaying your book on bookshop.org.
Oh my God.
But I think that it would be highly beneficial for you to enter their contest, and that's where you're going to get the wider breadth of exposure, because we can tap into all of our friends. We can tap into our the people that know, love, and trust us from our circles, with your teaching and everything. But to get that wider breadth is where it is. And I even see some of my authors piping in here. It's cool. So yeah, it's just such a beautiful thing, and truly, truly proud of you.
Thank
And let's keep this ball rolling.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh yeah. I plan on keeping this ball rolling. My goal is to have this book in every elementary school and every library throughout the United States. Like that is my goal. It might take me a little while, but I will get there.
Well, I can actually see your son, that the one, by the time he gets into about first grade, kindergarten, first grade, strutting around in school like, Mama wrote it. I'm in this book.
So he goes to school 3 days a week, and we took a book to school, and oh my goodness, he was like, this is me. This is me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's my son.
That's awesome. Well, I'm excited. I feel truly blessed to have been able to work with you on this whole process.
Yeah,
It's
thank
been
you so
fun
much.
to watch. I think the first a bunch of images I saw, I was just in awe, in total awe, and at the beautiful work that was done. And so, thank you for sticking with it and knowing, getting through that process. And I have to stay in touch because I just got to see what's coming down. You have to now you have to do it for your next child, your second son, and then if you have more children, they
No.
all have to have a book.
We'll have a little sequel going here. But
Yeah.
um yeah, thank you so much for all of your help. And I could have done this on my own, but it wouldn't have turned out exactly the way that it is now. And I think that it is near perfection. So
It
I
is.
couldn't have
So
done that
proud.
without your help. I couldn't have done it without you, Joe. Joe, oh my gosh. But as difficult of a process as this was, it was so rewarding, so worth it. So
Well,
just amazing.
so if you haven't yet picked up a copy, if you just go Little Peanuts Big Dreams and Amazon, and it is actually, we've submitted it to a number of other places. So it's also through Draft to Digital, which is the digital book. It's not the print book. It's also in the on Ingram Spark. So there's a lot of ways to find the book, and it actually will be on many digital stores. And so I mean, online stores, not digital, online stores. So you'll be able to see it no matter whether you go to walmart.com or barnesandnoble.com, you can find it. It doesn't mean it's actually in the physical bookstores, because that's a whole nother process. But truly enjoyed this process, and rejoice that you've made a huge accomplishment.
Yes. And it is also available through my website as well, NicoleOnwuasor.com. So
And
that's up
it's
in
in
there.
this, it's in the stream.
Yep. You want a quick, easy click, there it is. So
Awesome.
thank you again so much, Becky. This was an incredible process, and it turned
Well,
out amazing.
enjoy this beautiful day and go out and celebrate.
Oh,
Just celebrate.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. And we'll keep posted because there'll be other things coming up.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.